What up, guys? Spotbot here. Today we're going to be looking at the Remington R5 assault rifle. I'm playing a game here of Search and Destroy, slowing it down a little bit, and you're going to come across the biggest weakness of the Remington right here. I'm going to take this riot shield guy out, and look at that. We got 3 blips on our mini-map right there, right around the corner. There's an IED there, so I pop the IED off. Look at how much, I got 3 rounds. Oh my god, seriously? Did I just take that third guy out with 3 rounds left in my Remington R5? Again, that's the biggest downfall of the Remington. It's got the lowest ammo capacity of any assault rifle at 24 rounds in the magazine. So you're probably going to want to run either extended mags as an attachment or even sleight of hand. But sleight of hand, you know, on the flip side of having the lowest magazine capacity in its class, it's got the best reload time. The Remington R5 is the best reload out of any of the assault rifles. But even then, you still may want to stick with the sleight of hand and reload just that much faster. If you're not really worried about the attachments, you know, I'm running the red dot simply to unlock all the red dot reticles. That's the only reason I'm running it. If I weren't going for that, then perhaps I wouldn't run the reticle and then run extended mags and then maybe use a different perk. I'm not running Dead Silence. Maybe that's something that I want to run on this class, Dead Silence, instead of the sleight of hand. So anyways, that was not a bad first round. I got 5 out of 6 of the enemy team with my Remington. It's a sweet gun. It's a sweet gun. And I've seen it quite often. The AK-12 and the Remington R5 are probably the assault rifles that I see more often when I'm playing on Ghosts. Way more than any MSBS or any of the other assault rifles. Maybe the Honey Badger is probably up there as well. So maybe it's a tie between those 3 weapons. It's not there. Man, that was a leg kill, wasn't it? I think that was the leg kill. All right, let's get back. It looked like I didn't have that guy. I don't know, man. Anyways, let's get back to some of the stats. So, again, its real only downfall, in my opinion, is the fact that, well, I guess there's another downfall, okay? So the first downfall is the lowest magazine capacity. The second downfall of the Remington R5 is that it's got the lowest rounds per minute out of any of the assault rifles. Therefore, it's got the highest time to kill out of any of the assault rifles. But I'm having no problems killing enemy players, all right? All right, so how does that balance out? 2 of the characteristics of these assault rifles, it's lowest in class, but the rest, pretty much the rest, it's highest in class, okay? So if you look at the range of the Remington R5 kicks every other assault rifle in the ass by far. By far. The drop-off start range is best in class by far. The drop-off range is best in class by far. Even with the silencer compared to the Honey Badger was supposed to have, you know, a pretty decent range with the integrated silencer. Remington R5 still kicks its ass all over the place, all over town, all over this Prison Break map. And the same goes for damage. Like, its damage, it's slightly lower damage long range than the AK-12. But the max damage within its range, and again, I just stated that the drop-off range is still kick-ass. So you're going to find that it's going to take quite some distance for that max damage to become min damage, right? So it's going to take 5 shots to center mass at range, and at a significant range with the Remington R5 in order to take an enemy down. As long as one of those is in a headshot, etc., you get a 1.4 times multiplier for your headshot, similar to the other assault rifles. And you still have the multipliers for the burst fire and the semi-auto fire that we've talked about with the assault rifles since we started discussing them with the Honey Badger. So the multiplier is a bit lower, but it doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter because your damage, your starting damage is so high. I mean, even at a 1.4 versus 1.5, a 0.1%, you know, a 10% multiplier isn't really going to have that much of a difference on your damage when you're playing the game, all right? Now, I'm going to pull away a little bit from the weapon analysis here and talk about something that I talked about in one of my other videos just recently, I think, but a little bit more in-depth because I'm using a class where it's appropriate. I don't have Dead Silence on, but all too often I see guys you know, I know, or I'm thinking there's a guy in this tower, or there's another guy up here. I mean, there's an IED. I'm like, no, dude, don't run up there. There's an IED right there. So I'm thinking there's a guy in the guard tower, but all too often when I'm spectating people, they're walking around. They don't have dead silence. They're walking. Crouch walk, people. Crouch walk. Do exactly what I'm doing here. I'm playing pretty tactically. I mean, if you're trying to do things quickly or you don't have a lot of time, then fine. But most of the time when I'm spectating people, they have all the time in the world, yet they're walking around. They're walking around slowly when they could easily be crouch walking. And you'll see this. There's an enemy player, because I can hear him, right? I can hear him, and he surprises me. I'm like, whoa, what the heck's going on? But if I had been walking around, he would have known I was right there. He could have sound horned me if he had a headset on or whatever. He'd know I was there, right? If I was walking around. So crouch walk. Crouch walking is of great benefit to you when you don't have, even if you do have dead silence. Even when I run a class with dead silence, I will do this. If I know there's an enemy player around, I will still crouch, because if he has amplify on, he's gonna hear me, right? He's going to hear me. So I crouch walk, even with dead silence sometimes. Remember that. That's drill it into your heads, because we were playing last night. We had a session last night with some of our subscribers and clanmates in NGT Clan, and they're subscribers over on twitch.tv/NextGenTactics. And it bugs me, because we were playing Search and Destroy, and I'm spectating some of these guys during the rounds, and they're just walking around. You can just hear their footsteps, and it's so loud. It's so loud when you're just walking around or running around. And in very, very many, a lot of instances, very many, is that real English, real grammar right there? Very many instances, it was more appropriate for them to be crouch walking, because they weren't going very fast. They were just trying to be stealthy with walking. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, let's get back to the Remington. So, like I said, it's got some pretty solid stats all around. The damage, your max damage, top of the line, best in class, similar to the AK-12. Min damage, yeah, it's in sort of on the, it's not on the bottom range. The ARX 160 is on the bottom range, but it's 5 shots at range to kill. But your range, again, your range with the Remington is so insane that unless you're doing an extremely long shot, you're not really going to notice it too much. And for the majority, pretty much every kill we get here in this game with the Remington R5 is within that max damage range. So it's pretty damn effective, and it was pretty damn effective on this match. I don't even think I played that many games with the Remington to get a decent game like this, but it still kills me. If you go back to that first part where I'm at the top of the hill and I get those 3 or 4 kills at the top, I got 3 rounds left in my Remington. I think the guy was hurt, but even then, with 3 rounds, I can still get a kill. Right, the max damage is at 49. It's going to take 3 rounds, or 2 if he's hurt. Yeah, that was bad. That was, man, those freaking riot shields. I'm gonna talk about the riot shields at one point as well, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but especially with the C4, it's very apparent with the C4. I mean, they can throw the C4 from behind their riot shield without, without exposing themselves at all, and that's never been the case with riot shields or assault shields, I don't think, in previous CODs. Seems to me a little odd. So they can throw a C4 at you without exposing themselves at all. You have no chance. No chance whatsoever if they're crouch walking with that riot shield. But anyways, that was the Remington R5. Solid, guys. Solid assault rifle. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Spider, and I'm out.